Yeah. Yes, children. So finally, we understood that in Nepal also what happened, the king gave many of his powers just to follow the constitutional monarchy to be guided by the elected leader. So what does it mean by constitutional monarchy? So we already know what is monarchy. Guys, what is monarchy? Yes, that is a king or queen was ruling the country. But here constitutional monarchy means even now also the king and the queens will be the ruling the country, but it will be according to the constitutional laws. Okay, it will be under the constitutional rules and the regulations, and then it will be guided by the elected leaders also. Okay, see, but these changes were not permanent. So as we already know that in many countries the same situation, that means no, they adopted democracy, again very soon they overthrown the democracy. Same here in Nepal also what happened, whatever the constitutional monarchy they started to follow, it was not a permanent democracy or the democratic principles. See, in 2008, they dismissed the elected government and took back political freedoms that people had won in the previous decade. So same way, we have seen the same, the concept in your last, the previous stories also. So what happened? He started with the martial law. That means whatever the freedom given to the people, it was taken back. Same here also what happened? They, in the year 2005, they dismissed all the political freedoms to the people. Whatever the freedoms or the elected government was there, they just dismissed that. Okay. So hope you people are understanding, children. Yes. Next, see, Nepal emerged as a democratic republic after abolishing monarchy. So once the monarchy or this kings and queens were ruling the country, this pattern of government was abolished. So once this abolition of a monarchy happened, that time Nepal also started to follow a democratic republic. Okay, but even this is not a permanent one. You can see that even now, recently, they made a very big change in their country. Are you people aware about that, children? Yesterday only I told you people. Hope you all went through that. Let me also give you one small hint. See here. Nepal Communist Party is ruling the country. That means Nepal is following a communist party. Okay, that means people doesn't have rights to question the government. People doesn't have the freedom to question the government. Okay, they don't have freedom, they don't have independence, and they don't have rights to select their leaders also. Okay, so same way, even in Nepal, Nepal Communist Party is ruling the country. And as I explained you yesterday, it is one of the, this is the largest communist party in South Asia. See here, it is the largest communist party in South Asia and the third largest in whole Asian continent. Okay guys, so finally we understood that even Nepal overthrown the democracy and they are following communist party. Okay, see, it was founded on 17th May 2018. So by merging of the two big communist party and they made one single communist party, that is Nepal Communist Party. So this is the largest communist party in the South Asia and the third largest in the Asia. Okay, children, hope you understood, right? Just make a note of that. This is not there in your textbook, children. Only till here you have in textbook. These are all the extra information. So make a note of this. Yes. Later what happened? See, by 2006, about 140 countries were holding multi-party elections. So finally, we can see after almost by 2006, about 140 countries started to adopt democracy, and with that democratical constitution or the government, they started to have elections like having a multi-party elections. Guys, about this political parties we can see in your 10th standard in detail. So there in 10th standard you have got in detail about the political parties. Okay, so for multi-party elections you can take example of India. So India is also one of the country we are following the multi-party system. Okay, more than 2 parties we have got in our country. So that they are telling, almost 140 countries started to follow this multi-party elections. This number was higher than ever before. So before and all we can't see so many countries started to adopt this democracy along with the multi-party elections. So later, more than 80 previously non-democratic countries have made significances towards democracy since 1980. So from the 1980, many countries which they were not following the democracy earlier also, they started to follow democracy after 1980. They started to change. They started to shift to democracy. Almost 80 countries we can see which were not following the democracy earlier, but later they started to adopt it. Okay, children. Hope you all are understanding, right? Very good. Yes. Next, we'll see that even today, there are many countries where people cannot express their opinion freely. So what happens here? The people will not be having any freedom or rights to express their opinion, and they'll not be having any rights to elect their leaders, and they'll not be having any rights to take decisions of their life also, including their present and future life also. So you can see the many examples of our surrounding countries. It may be United Kingdom. Still we can see that the king, that is monarchy, still the kings or the queens are ruling the country. Our neighboring country, as we just discussed, Nepal, along with that the China is also one of the the communist country, communist state. So there also we can see that the people doesn't have rights to share their opinion. And along with that Cuba, these are all the examples we can see, children. Okay, next we'll see about Myanmar, that is our neighboring country which we called earlier as a Burma. See, Myanmar gained freedom from colonial rule in 1948 and became a democracy. So same like India, even India got independent in 1947, same like Burma also gained freedom from the colonial rule in 1948, and even they started to adopt democracy. And then, but the democratic rule ended in 1962 with a military coup. So what happened? So even in India we are following democracy, but we didn't change that. But here in Burma what happened? Very soon the democratic rule came to an end. It was overthrown by a military coup in the year of 1962. Then in 1990 elections were held for the first time after 30 years. So after the 30 years gap, again they started with the elections. Okay, but even though the elections happened, this military coup did not give up his administration. Finally, he suppressed the elected leaders. See, children, see, the National League for Democracy, led by Aung San Suu Kyi. Her name is Suu Kyi, won the elections. So finally, NLD, the national, the League for Democracy, that party led by Suu Kyi won the elections, but the military leaders of Myanmar refused to step down and did not recognize the election results. So even though they won the elections, the military people, they did not consider the election results. Okay, they overthrown that. Instead of that, they started to put the pro-democracy leaders, that is, whatever the leaders they have selected, including the Suu Kyi, under the house arrest. So finally, even the NLD party leader Suu Kyi was also under the house arrest. That means again they don't want to give the military administration, give up their military administration, and they were not expecting the democracy to be followed in a country. See here, social activists accused of even the most trivial offences have been jailed, and anyone caught publicity, airing views or issuing statements critical of the regime can be sentenced up to 20 years in prison. So finally what happened, the administration, as I told you people, dictatorship is very critical. People will not be having any kind of freedom. So here also the people did not have any rights. So if they start speaking against the government, or if they are expecting the freedom and all, again they'll be punished, jailed and imprisoned. See, due to the the coercive policies of the military ruled government in Myanmar, about 6 to 10 lakh people in the country have been uprooted from their homes and have taken shelter elsewhere. So that is the reason many of the people left the country. Okay guys, so hope you people understood. Next, despite being house arrested, Suu Kyi continued to campaign for the democracy. So even though she was house arrested, she continued to the campaign for the democracy. She has also been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. So she won even the Nobel Peace Prize also. Finally, under the leadership, the NLD fought the historic 2015 elections and a democratic republic was established. So finally, even though the military people was overtaking the government, that is Suu Kyi, his whatever the campaign for the democracy and all, that made the universal recognition. All over the world, people started to look at her. So later what happened? They finally won the election in the year of 2015, and finally the republic, that is Democratic Republic, was established. Okay children, hope you understood about our neighboring countries, that is Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, and you understood about the Soviet Union also. So for the recapitulation, guys, you people just go through the questions and answer the questions. Okay, trace the political developments in Myanmar. You have to explain about the Suu Kyi and NLD, National League for Democracy. About those things you have to explain. Which freedoms are usually taken away when democracy is overthrown by the military? So finally, all the restrictions was there. The people will not be having freedom. That you have to explain, and you have to explain about the country Nepal, and then that Soviet Union, how many the republics it constituted, that you have to explain. Guys, hope you all understood the concept. Go, if you are not understanding once, listen it twice, make your own notes. Okay, it is very much important. Once you come back, we'll start with the the test. Okay children, thank you all. Have a great day. Miss you.